I'm on a date tonight, so I'll have to just look good. No, I'll just do it in front of her. She don't need it.
Going! He's kept going! He's gone! Oh, Stockport pressure.
It's a 5-star performance from Stockport County.
All right, we got a small house, but we got a big bloody heart, I tell you.
Someone's been very rambunctious tonight and led me to believe that I'd be doing the first 10 minutes on my own again. That was a horrible moment. That was an even more horrible moment than the 10 minutes of moments where I had to do it last week. Hello and welcome to the 55 episodes in 51 weeks. Look at that. The 55th episode of SK3 TV, the show for the thinking county fan, as long as what the county fan is thinking is. I really want to know how they do the fixture list. Seriously, it's really important that you've thought that at some point in your life. I'm not even joking. I can't stress enough that if you've never wondered how the fixtures are decided, there's next to nothing in this for you. I can't stress that enough.
But it's a bringing together of patrons of many football league clubs that are there's an aesthetic, like a nerdy geekery that comes with this episode. I think I'm all for it. We've
got county fans, we've got foreigners, we've got your dad. What more? That's all I want from life. That's literally all I want. Routine's good, apparently. And with that in mind, we've got an hour or so of chat for you to get into your eye holes and ear holes with me, Nick, and most importantly, joining us as always, it's Hannah. Hello.
Hi. I'm sorry I was late.
Are you feeling good about what you did to me there? I don't think you are, sorry.
Well, yeah. No, I'm not. It wasn't big or clever, but it was fun.
It was clever. It was certainly clever, because at no point did I think she's probably been sat there since 7:30, just waiting to log on. Oh, there's so many people we don't know. I know them. Oh, that's all right then.
So Mike and Binny Piper videos are Swindon fans.
Did Binny Piper tune in because he wants to? Ask your dads. It's really, really bad that a Billy Piper reference has now become an ask your dad's thing. Oh, I want to die. Oh, God. I thought it'd be the lack of transfer activity that would make me want to die. But we'll do some admin, and then I have transfer breaking news specifically for you, Hannah.
I'm still on my...
It'll interest other people, but this is, for you, this is going to send your brain...
Really?
It's going to make your brain do shit, Hannah, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah,
my brain's done nothing all day. I've had quite a traumatic day with work-related things. So
get ready to have a traumatic evening with county-related things as well.
Really?
Right after this. So we are, of course, proudly sponsored by Blackbird Kitchen, on the pans at Gorilla Manchester, on the grills at Impossible Manchester, and soon to be on the fryers at Len's Chippy Duckingfield. And they've got, they have, there's a web presence for that. We'll share it in the thing at the end.
Yeah, he was sponsored by a Chippy now. He's getting his money's worth, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Andy James can do what he wants to me, and has. On occasion, so fair play to him. Also, Hannah, tell people what to do. Do your thing, girl.
Should probably like and subscribe. Yeah, we're free for all.
Yep.
No patroning or anything like that.
No Patronuses, unless the bloody Dementors come.
So the only way we can fund this elaborate, I don't know what it is via the medium of YouTube subscriptions. So if you haven't done, please subscribe on YouTube. It will make Nick really happy.
well, I won't go that far, but it's not just about the YouTube subscriptions, because we're also going to be funding. I am currently not wearing my socks, so we could branch out into like foot fetishists. If there's any foot fetishists watching, I could. And if you're a recovering foot fetishist who doesn't want to be in that anymore, I'll show you my feet, and you will never be interested in feet again. So it's all good.
Little Charlotte, who, as we know, or maybe everyone doesn't, but has had some various run-ins with her school this year due to various social media, phone-related instances, was looking at my phone the other day and was really, really worried about one of my friends had posted a picture of her daughter. She's like full-on American dance mom thing. And the little girl's called Alicia. I mean, she's 13, 14. And Charlotte was really worried that Alicia's bare feet were on show because of
people can't be trusted.
Fetishists, preying on 14-year-old girls on their mum's Facebooks.
Yeah, people are weird, man. People are weird. That's taken a turn that I did not expect. Right, I have 2 big updates for you. Do you want the football update first or the non-football update first?
I mean, are either of them in any way Swindon, Wrexham, maybe Mansfield, looking at the comments? Is there any diversification whatsoever?
I might channel the end of the Saturday 10 o'clock news before match of the day. If you don't want to hear about the 2 things I'm going to talk about that don't relate to your clubs, please look away now for the next 5 or 10 minutes.
I'm ready. Do you know what? Go with the one that will represent the least drama first.
Okay, right. In that case, Hannah.
You're on Approved County Facebook group, post of the
Right. It's not a post, it's an update. Because in my quest to become Stockport's premium / premier / infamous / notorious investigative journalist, I took a little trip to McDonald's at Grand Central off the back of last week's unapproved county Facebook group post of the week. For those who don't remember, someone posted in the county Facebook group to say that they had found a present on a table.
Oh, you didn't.
Don't ever think I'm not committed to this, Hannah.
Oh my god, this is the best thing ever. I don't know how the next thing can trump this, but okay, right, go on.
So I went in, I had my Big Mac meal with my double cheeseburger on the side. Had that, and I thought, you know what, I will do it. I had to psych myself up. It's like the first time I went to Subway and I didn't know how to order, and then it took me weeks to build it. So I built up. I said, "Oh, have you got a present for Sylvie?" Looked at me like I'm mental, and now I'm not allowed in that McDonald's or any within a 3-mile radius of my house. So I really hope you're happy. They were not impressed. I don't think the staff want to be. That's why they've got the touchscreen ordering thing in it, because they don't want you to be bothering the staff. Didn't even bother them either. I was just. I really wanted. My aim was to claim that I was the owner and give the present to you, and you're going to open it on air.
Honestly, what I thought was going to happen was that you were going to then you were going to have it there, and you were going to open it on air, and it would have been.
That was the plan. Well, no, if I'd got it, I was going to bring it to you.
I would have told you to save it for the birthday week, because you know.
Yes, so that's the update on that.
Sorry. So hang on, is the one in Hazel Grove within 3 miles? Are you good? Good for that one?
I don't know. I'm going to go this week with one. Do you know them trundle things you used to take on a geography trip at school? I've got one of them, so I'm going to walk to Hazel Grove with that and see what happens.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Tomorrow, I know I'm not doing school run tomorrow. Can't. Never mind. As you were, yeah. Trundle thing is yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, that's that sorted. So don't ever let it be said that we don't follow up on things we say on here. We're already getting the I'm not sure what I'm watching here.
Oh my! It's nice. I'll explain later.
It's nice to not get them from county fans, isn't it? It's nice change. It's spreading it. In terms of some
Yeah.
football news that will be of particular interest to you, Hannah. Norwich have signed a centre back.
Do you know what? I think I knew this was coming. Hang on. Who is the centre back that they've signed?
I neither know nor it's a mammal with a head, basically. But he's from another championship club. I will look for you now. Can't remember his name.
There was someone that this is going to be a really fact-filled message. There was someone sent a message to me about and said Stockport County and Norwich are in for this player, and I said, what if it's all a long game to get my long-haired lover from Norwich?
He's Darling. That's not me flirting. That's his name. It's called Harry Darling, and he's signed.
Okay, no, it wasn't him.
He's signed from Swansea, and his contract's expired at Swansea. He's 25, so you would expect he has pushed. He's pushed our Bradders down the pecking order.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Yes. In terms of county stuff. We've got nothing. We've not got anything at all.
Kyle Noyle signed for Mansfield. I don't know which of my League One Look colleagues is in this. It could be Harry, who alerted us to the fact that
he's probably getting a tattoo of him as we speak.
He sent a photo earlier on. He was sunbathing in his garden, and both of his slightly dubious tattoos were on show. One on each leg. Bless him. Excellent. And now Liam has done exactly the same. Well, not exactly the same, but Liam's got a SARS tattoo. So I'm the only founding member not to have a potentially terrible tattooing choice.
Maybe we should do a competition. We should get people to suggest a goal. What goal and minute you should have tattooed on you.
And no,
you're gonna end up with Glenn Taylor 93. That's gonna happen, isn't it?
Oh my god, there's coaches now. There's coaches just anymore.
The world's gone mad. Utter woke nonsense. I suppose it's all right, and it might as well. In terms of away days, I'm sure it's fine.
But yes, so Kyle Noyle's gone to Mansfield. We wish him every success. I'm sure.
Good move. Good move.
Yeah.
First one to get fixed up.
Right. It sounds like Will Collar is hedging his bets on getting a League One move, because there was in his letter to the massive, the county massive. Is
it definitely not ChatGPT generated letters to masses?
But he said, "I'll play you once or twice next season." So,
there was some discussion about this, but I think he said, "I'll see you once or twice next season."
Yeah,
but it would suggest that.
Yeah,
I mean, he wouldn't be leaving if he wasn't confident he was going to get a League One move. I don't think. What else is there? There's nothing. I've got a feeling like we're going to have nothing county to chat about until like the 3-phase kit launch or whatever.
Not really anything. Even like I was going through, Ricky J. Jones is no longer of the League One.
No, he's a Bundesliga player.
Yeah, St. Pauli.
Yeah.
Hamburg. What else has happened? Plymouth have got a new boss.
And sold Ryan Hardy to Wrexham.
Missed that.
Very young for Wrexham. He's 28.
Sam Dalby has gone to
Bolton. I just assume that if there's a transfer in League One, it's someone signing for either Huddersfield or Bolton.
Or at the moment, Wickham. So Bradford have done some business, but they've signed Nerfield from Wimbledon. He's come up. Wickham have signed Tilly from Wimbledon.
Yeah,
there's like
Wimbledon are worried.
Yeah, Yeah.
They've pretty much had
Johnny
their.
Jackson will prevail. It's fine.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to. But the main reason we got together for this show tonight was because we're giving the people what they want. Because there was you caused something of a Twitter storm, Hannah.
Well,
And
I mean,
it wasn't feet pics. It was you talking about how you know how the fixtures are done.
That's brings all the boys to the yard.
Brings all the boys to the yard. Yeah, no girls though. Annoyingly.
No, only there was someone called Michelle yesterday. She was interested.
There we go.
Yeah, because it's one of those things. Like people throughout the season bitch about the way the fixtures are structured, and there is a general. Well, I don't know. Like people get into their head that it's completely random. And then there is a degree of like mischievous alchemy to it, so that you end up getting Wrexham at the end of the season away just to finish the season off nicely. But years ago I watched, and I can't find it, otherwise I'd just send everyone the link. Watched a documentary, or I don't know, maybe it was on like one of those dodgy BBC programs where they're like, let's go and see how the EFL just. I feel like
it sounds very One Show. It sounds like very One Show, and then they cut back to the studio for an interview with Morrissey about his new album or something.
It feels like that. Anyway, I watched it and we talked about it, and I became slightly obsessed. Decided that, and this is what the Jimmy Savile reference was, that I said that like, you go on Jim will fix it, I want to meet the man that does the fixture list, because it is so cool and so nuanced and layered, and I just love everything about it. So
what we'll do
comfortably
before I just lie down and place one of my feet seductively in the corner of the screen, I think we should work out first what is the dream set of fixtures. So I would counter. I want home on the first day. Home on the first day against a weaker side. I think so. You can start your season off with like we did with Cambridge.
What, like Barrow? That worked really well, didn't it? That year that they were tipped to go down, and we
don't talk about that. We just pretend that one didn't exist because last season was fine. I'd ideally like to be either home or a travelable away day on the. I don't want to be traveling for 3 or 4 hours on the final day. I won Friday night before Christmas at home. One of the main things that I miss about the National League North is that you would play the same team on Boxing Day and New Year's Day back to back. I bloody well miss that. Ian Dowden suggests Blackpool away, August bank holiday. Right, we had Blackpool away at a good time last year. That's not happening again. Let's accept that Blackpool away is going to be when we don't. It's going to be It'll be in that middle ground between summer weather ending and the illumination starting. So there'll be literally no reason to go apart from the football.
And also, one of the whole kind of things that I'm going to demystify, like Meg, is that they actively try and avoid duplication of fixtures. So we would not get Blackpool away on that same weekend in August.
It's like me when I'm writing the intro for this with the thinking county fan thing. Yeah.
It's so like, it starts off really, really random, and then it just gets more and more complicated. And in my head, that meme with Julia Roberts with like, it looks like something out of A Beautiful Mind, when there's the like all the things. I imagine it to be like that, crossed with, like on Top Gear, they used to do that, like star in a reasonably poor price car. And the slots, there's lots of that going on. I also envisage this to be taking place in like some kind of underground bunker. Like, just because they need, there's pieces of string, there's maps.
I imagine that's what they used to use Stockley Park for. And then the VAR people have kicked this old guy out, and he's got to do it in his garden shed now, and his wife hates it. That's what I imagine has happened.
Yeah. So shall we get started? Do you have any like initial questions, or shall I just talk at you?
I would absolutely love you to talk at me. That's how I envisage this going.
Right.
So before we kick off, because people are probably still watching right now thinking, oh, it must be a supercomputer. Can we all agree? Can everyone in football journalism agree to stop using the word supercomputer?
No.
It makes me want to hurt people.
No, I love the supercomputer. Like there's not one involved in this process, but the supercomputer at times of stress, of crisis, of crisis of faith in your team, the supercomputer will tell you that it's going to be okay.
And will this supercomputer be operated by Boffins? That's another tabloid word that gets thrown about with these things. Boffins.
It could be, or it could just be like some lad in his mum's spare room.
No, they're all doing the transfer rumor Twitter account.
Podcast, yeah.
They're busy. Yeah, all right.
Fan today was like, "Oh, look, we're signing Jatta from Notts County."
Oh yeah.
At Transfer Centre 9, you're not.
Yeah.
No.
Transfer Centre 9, who does not have a blue tick. He's just doing it for the love of the game.
But he did definitely used to have one. I say he, you know.
It.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. What we'll do. I always like it when they'll say on articles or the tabloid press, it'll be like, oh, our boffins have ran the results through the supercomputer. So when I think of boffins, I think of scientists. It's scientists. So do you reckon there's like people working on like a cure for cancer, and it's like, no, we need you to go and do the supercomputer to work out how the season's going to end.
Hannah in Stockport needs to be able to sleep at night. Fire it up, lads!
Oh god! Right, so I think I'll play the little transition-y thing, and then you can just talk. This is the platform you've waited your life for. Lock the doors. I think this is a moment we've all been with. God, can we fucking sign someone? Right, we'll be right back after this.
I would like to point out that this is not a substitute for a signing. We'd still like signings.
Go, please. Yeah,
they're like, just because I feel like you sitting comfortably. No, don't do that. It'll be like when your internet's gone down.
That's the one joke I've had ready all day today. That was it.
No, that made my stomach go a bit funny.
Well, right. Yeah, I felt for 10 minutes last week.
Sorry, I have apologized. So it's not that so it starts off with the computer, right? And
as these things do.
Yeah. And then War of the Worlds happened. So they start off with, it does start off with the computer, and there is a certain amount of randomness to it. So what they will do, and like, it becomes really, when you know the background, it becomes really obvious when you see it. So one of the things that they'll do is they'll pair and put teams in sequences. So you'll have a sequence of 5 games, and in that sequence you can only have 3 away and 2 at home, or 2 at home and 3 away.
That was the same thing, but I knew there's a phrase there you could have used, and it's vice versa. That would have been just what you needed.
Way around.
Yeah, all the other way around. For the non-foreign speaking listeners.
So we had this last season. So we had a block. You see, so it appears like a block in the fixture list, and quite often, if everything goes to plan and the fixtures haven't been messed around with too much, you'll see that block appear again kind of later on in the season. So we had it. I think we had a block with Blackpool, Mansfield, Wrexham, Cambridge, I think. And so we were playing all of those teams, but they were playing the same teams as well. And so you go through these kind of cycles of that you could, by virtue of being a block of teams that are all at the bottom of the league, as Salford were last season. They coming up to Christmas did really, really well, but it was just because of the set of fixtures that they were in. But what they do when they're they pair teams. This will come as no surprise to anyone. So they will pair them based on like two teams that might be in the same town, but also two teams that might be in the same kind of region, but not county. So policing is still going to have an impact. So what they do initially, chuck everything in the computer and it spits out a pretty random list. So the 3 and the 2, the sequences, that's designed as well to try and make sure that you have a fairly equal number of Saturdays home and away, because they treat midweeks slightly different. And so for midweeks, for example, they will they'll try to minimize them. They'll try, as much as possible, they'll try and get them at the weekends. But also for the midweeks, they'll aim not to have like in terms of traveling distance, they'll have the midweek ones, but they'll aim within those to only have like a couple that are a distance. So I think one season we had Crawley. We had Crawley away on a Tuesday night, but then obviously you get like Colchester away that was rearranged from a Saturday. There's nothing you can do about that, obviously. That said, some managers don't like traveling early in the season, long distances early in the season, for whatever reason. And they take that into account as well. So they start with this really random output, and then they start to layer on all of these other things. So it is often fan-led. So it's made up by, hang on, let me find the list of people that are in it. So they start in November and they have a working party meeting. And, bearing in mind, this is November. So they've got no idea. There's going to be, six teams, probably 7 that aren't actually going to be in League One next season. So they're looking, so it's the EFL, it's the Premier League, and it's Football Association, because they're all kind of working together. They've got to layer in like international commitments because of like international breaks in the Championship. So Atos, the technology company, they can, well, at least they did at the last time that I can work this out. They compile the fixtures in terms of kind of powering the computer.
Oh, so it's Atos protected.
It's Atos protected. But they've built this fixture compiling software, which is like a proprietary software system. It's not one that's kind of used by anywhere else. And then they start to kind of layer in things. And they've got like hard and fast rules. And then they've got some that are kind of nice to have. So you will see, one of them is that if you're at home first game, you should be away last game, and vice versa. Nick.
That's the phrase you're looking for.
That said, last season, as in not the one just gone, the one before, we were home first and last. It doesn't always work out like that. And that's because for every request that they kind of take on, and the last stat I saw was like there's pretty much an average of like 1 request per club. So I'm not saying that each club makes a request, but that's how many they're dealing with. What
they should do though, the more PGMOL apology letters you have, the more requests you should get.
All comes back to the PGMOL letters. But they I've lost my train of thought now.
Sorry. I'll stop distracting you.
What did I just say? Are you shaving?
I've had a list of things I've been trying to do to put you off while this is going on. In your train of thought.
Yeah,
That's all
so
of them.
home and away, and then obviously they've got international fixtures. They've also got like clubs.
The requests is where you were at, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
so
right,
the
yeah.
clubs can put in their own requests. Managers can put in requests. They can kind of make options about, local things. There could be like Northampton share a ground, like ground sharing is a thing as well. So Northampton, there's Newport as well. Newport is very close proximity to Cardiff. So even that has an impact because policing doesn't necessarily, it can be local, but also like close proximity. And the one thing, I found this out today, I didn't actually know this because I thought that I understood how it worked. So they have like important days, if you like, and it's first game of the season, last game of the season, Christmas fixtures. And with those, I always thought that they tried to be local. They actually try to not be that local because derbies, for example, come with increased policing costs and also increased footfall. So any kind of local games that they think are going to be big, they won't put on a Tuesday night because they want to kind of maximize the gate and maximize the value of that fixture. And they know that by putting it on a Tuesday, it won't have the same effects. So same for like Boxing Day, New Year's Day, because the club fits the bill for policing. If they put, I don't know, we don't really have one, do we? But let's say Bradford Huddersfield on Boxing Day, they need extra policing for it because it's a shit show. And then that extra policing costs more because it's a bank holiday. So they're taking into account like all these tiny things. They think about congestion on key motorways, which this came up when United were playing City in the FA Cup, and they were suggesting that one went on the M6 and one went on the M1, and that was all going to magically fix the problem. But so like for example in the West Midlands there are 6 clubs that need to be taken into account when they're designing fixtures. It's absolutely bonkers. So in a batch of away trips as well, so you talked about this 3 and 2, they'll also try and make sure that there aren't 3 ridiculously long aways. Like it's all about balance. But yeah, the minimizing costs for these key dates was really interesting to me. And the idea that get like big games the better, because I mean we've seen it when fixtures get rearranged and they get moved to a Tuesday, the club makes so much less money on what's it called, hospitality and revenue and things like that. It makes a massive difference. So although Christmas ones, they do try and keep them relatively local, but you won't ever get a derby on Boxing Day, for example. And as I said at the beginning, they will also look at, can you imagine now, you can see why a kind of computer can't, like the nuances are just like layers and layers. So they're looking at duplication of fixtures, which is why we won't get Blackpool in August again. And so, right, so that's the kind of overall, the actual process. Had an infographic. I forgot to send you the infographic and I can't do the whole screen sharing thing. But basically, so there's about 1,600 matches that they're looking at across all the competitions, because it's obviously not just the leagues, it's cup competitions and things like that. So they combine in this working group. I mentioned the EFL, the Premier League, also the Football Supporters Association. They're incorporated as well.
Oh, it's nice for them to let them have a say in it.
Yeah. And representatives from clubs as well. And so there's this whole like I'll get to that. There's the initial pairings, which when they're in the same town, and then the secondary pairings as well. So at that point, they send out a questionnaire to clubs, and that will take into account things like the boat race or the Manchester Marathon. Like we've been at home the last 2 years for the Manchester Marathon, which they must not take it into account because it's too far away. But I know people who travel, and like the Holiday Inn in Stockport goes like double the price than it does normally because of the marathon. So they'll so each club then has the option to have a say, and then they ground sharing, midweek congestion, manager preferences. Right. And then the next stage is a police and safety authority review. So they go to the police in each town and look at, any issues with security staffing, policing, because it's not just football, right? There could be park life. I mean, it would never clash, but, there could be something that takes away a significant number of security staff.
I mean, for example, August bank holiday, you've got the Leeds and Reading festivals.
Yes.
So that'll affect their fixtures, both their fixtures,
Yeah, exactly. Also, the traffic and congestion, all of that goes with it. So the police will then look at changing kickoff times. They might change dates. They get involved. The next stage is, and Sky's been mentioned a lot, supposedly the broadcast selections happen. And where we are in this process now is we're kind of now mid-June. That's when the broadcast selections are supposed to be happening. So they're looking for kind of primetime weekends. For us, they'll be us collectively, they'll be looking for like international break, unless you're Allied, because Allied doesn't have to play on international breaks anymore. And the kickoff times then get confirmed and they let the clubs know. So at this point, the club are starting to get an idea of how that's going to kind of even out. The next part is the club then going back and having the option to say, we've got an evening with Kevin Simpkin on such a date, and we can't have a home game that day. I mean, I'm like, it's a ridiculous example. Swindon have got one big weekend on, so they can't have a game that day. And they also, at that point, the clubs have the option to flag anything where they might have got a few long distance aways together, or, for whatever reason, things are more tightly packed than they would otherwise prefer them to do. And at that point, they can kind of spread them out as well. So again, that's all happening. We're at that phase of it. And then at the end of June, so, we're getting to the point now where, like, within days of them being released, they take all of those things in. So TV, police, club, the algorithms and any logistical changes. And there's a full fixture list, which is reviewed, formatted, and sent to the EFL. And then it's published. And that's when clubs are sharing the fixtures. So the clubs might have had some visibility of it, but they don't really get, I know the answer to this. They get it at like 6 o'clock in the morning and it's published at 9 or something like that. There's not a massive gap. Although obviously kind of will have had some visibility of it earlier.
I think last year the club got it at 9 and they came out at 12.
Maybe.
I think something like that, yeah.
Because someone that works at a club and I were talking, and we both have this kind of worst case scenario first game of the season, and that's where we were with it. So yeah, initial draft, police review, broadcast, final edit, and the public launch. But for me, the fascinating thing is just how much they take into account when they're kind of planning these fixtures in terms of what goes on in the background. It's really not random. And so the interesting thing then is to look at the fixtures that drop out of that sequence and wonder what, like, who's asked for that and why. So one of I think it was last season when we ended up with Wrexham, like the game before the last game of the season, that was out of sequence. So someone somewhere had interfered with that, be it one of the clubs, be it broadcasting, be it policing. There was some kind of interference. So it's absolutely fascinating. It's always
like extra interesting because there's always some that just seem to have been neglected. So I think there was a point where Nottingham Forest and Notts County both played at home on the same day, and that just stinks of like the people working in the office. Like it's like 5 to 5 on a Friday, and like just leave it, can't be asked. Want to go home.
And that must only. So there was a whole thing with the playoffs. So now, which game was it? So our game against Leyton Orient on the Saturday was very nearly on the Sunday. And it was because Bradford can't play on the anniversary or don't play on the anniversary of the fire. And if the way that everything, like it was just...
all this stuff is still ongoing during the season. Like when things pop up, it's absolutely bonkers. Like what a job.
I know there are instances where it does go wrong, and that's where you see. I mean, we've seen, haven't we, fairly last minute fixture, like police, like time changes, and you've got that frustration as well where. Yeah, what did we have? There was one early on last season. The Exeter fans coming up to us for a 12:30 kickoff or something. Obscene.
Some horrible ones. I think Charlton was 12:30 as well.
That maybe that's the one that I'm thinking of.
The one that was moved to I mean, just a few weeks ago, Man City were at home at the same time that Bruce Springsteen was playing at Co-op Live.
Right.
But that was unavoidable because it was City's rearranged game from the FA Cup weekend.
Yeah.
So
well, Liam's just sent me. Liam's also sent me I've just realised who Nick reminds me of. I'll save that for later or for another episode maybe. Or never.
God.
Bradford Exeter. So Bradford had them at home and then away on a Tuesday, drew them in the cup at home on a Tuesday, drew, had to replay it away from home on a Tuesday, then found out an ineligible player had been fielded, so had to replay it again on another Tuesday. In the game where the ineligible player was fielded, we had a man sent off who was then banned for a league game, but then played in the replay. So in the stats, he was both sent off and played the full 90 minutes. And this happened recently, didn't it? Oh, it was Chelsea women and Manchester United women played like 5 times in 2 weeks because it was like the Women's Champions League, the Women's Super League, the FA Cup. So it doesn't work out sometimes, but it's
Allard says, just like when they planned Wrexham and Chester were both away at Peterborough on the same day, Posh and Sports. Yeah, but one of those, Wrexham and Chester, one of those is just a shitty little nothing club who no one gives a shit about, aren't they?
And then there's
leave that. Just leave them to think. Hey!
Yeah. So that's the dramatic retelling of.
That's I like that. What I might release this as like two separate. I might download the two separate audio tracks because you've got you like giving this great insight, and I'm doing like ASMR with Jolly Ranchers. You can just say they go.
What were you doing? At some point, it looked like you were putting like a retainer in. Like I don't know what you were doing. Was that?
It's Fruity Vape Summer, Hannah. Did we discuss this?
We did Fruity Vapes last week, didn't we?
I'll be doing Fruity Vapes every week until I die of vape poisoning.
Vape poisoning, yeah.
That'll be what gets me.
Yeah. So, right, back to non-footballing. Right, so go on. Right, what would be your dream opener, knowing all of this context? So it has to be a realistic dream.
Dream opener, probably Wimbledon at home for next season.
Really?
Yeah, just it's a team that are in a certain amount of disarray, playing staff-wise. It should be. We should expect a home win.
Edgeworth is a Wimbledon fan who all last season was Johnny Jackson's biggest antagonist. And now is claims that his social media account had been hijacked for the whole season.
Yeah, taking it well.
It's fully Johnny Jackson in, but they also have not signed players and are hemorrhaging players to.
And they already had to play catch up because they got through in the playoffs anyway.
Yeah, and they've got daftly priced season tickets.
Really?
Yeah, because they've got it. So they have got some cheap, and we talked about this when we talked about our season tickets. So we often come off worse because they're all one price.
Yeah.
Whereas Wimbledon have got some, like the vast. I think it's like the whole side they're very expensive. Very expensive. It's London, isn't it?
That's Southerners for you. And I'd be saying the same if it was Mansfield. Everyone's a Southerner to me.
Wimbledon, though. I don't like. I feel like we're going to be away first game of the season though, because we've been at home for 3 seasons in a row. I feel like we had Cambridge, Gillingham, Barrow,
and there was it? I think it might be like 99 or something. We had Gillingham away on the first day, and it's going to be that type of trip.
Yeah, I feel like it won't be a good one.
I think it'll be away, but that means more chance of being at home on the last day. You know, when we get the trophy and stuff.
Oh no! You see, me and Aidan, we're resigned to a relegation battle this season. We've not signed anyone.
So is half the Facebook group. The way people are going on.
I've not been on it, kind of semi-intentionally. I mean, I've not even renewed my season ticket yet. Not out of protest, just out of like jeopardy. Well, yeah, that mainly. I've got to ring up, and I hate like ringing up. I don't like talking to people.
No. No, but this is like talking at them. You're talking
I know.
Them.
Yeah, no one has to talk back. But yeah, I just need to sort because Sophie's season ticket is becoming Teddy's season ticket.
Of course.
I've got to do that. I can do
friend of the show, Teddy, our tech expert.
Oh, he's so cute. I can't wait for him to come more. I'm so excited. What else is going on then? So kits. What do you know about kits?
They are going to. There's going to be 3 of them. They're going to consist of.
Hang on though.
Shirt with shorts and socks.
Are you sure that there's going to be 3?
Yes. Just 3.
3?
Just 3. I will.
Are you sure?
I was going to say the most stupid thing I've ever said. I will lay my reputation on the line. Like I've got one.
Because there's 4.
Well, not including the keeper ones, because they don't.
No, I'm not including the keeper ones.
What are you on about?
There's Piñata special has been rumoured.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh. The year that most people don't seem to be bothering with Piñata, I've noticed this year. It's been very quiet.
I am bothering with Piñata, but I'm staying in the nowhere near any other.
You're going on holiday, and it just so happens to be County of
like
Fight.
within. I think we're about 20 minutes from Piñata. So yeah, we're hiring a Fiat 500 convertible, and
Nice.
we're just gonna like potter around and like rock up. I mean, there's other football when we're there as well. I think Wigan are playing.
Wigan are there, Curzon Ashton are there. I think there's a championship team there as well. I think I can't remember who.
No. Yeah. So So we're staying. We've gone fancy, but with no luggage. So like fancy, but like smelly probably.
How are you going to bring back your Piñata kit? Like, aside from the Piñata kit, there'll be 3 kits. There we go.
Yeah. Charlotte got her Piñata kit signed last year. It was white. I mean, it's a nice shirt. I've got one, but then got makeup on it. We've never been able to wash it because of all the things on the thing.
Vicious,
speaking of, did you indulge in the Simon Charles auction?
So future county and Ireland number 1 Andrew Wogan is one I had my eye on, because I thought when we first saw it, I thought, right, that's a reasonable price. If it stays fairly reasonable, then I'll go for that, because that'll be worth a fair bit in a few years' time.
Right.
And but it just got a bit silly. A lot of them got very silly, considering the match wornness is up for
especially Mr. Hinchliffe's.
Yeah.
Definitely not match worn.
Yeah, his went bonkers. I'd imagine he had it on though while he was sat on the bench, I think.
Well, no, they normally put them on, don't they?
But that's outfield players. I don't know about keepers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because
but you don't get to see
it's a bit more awkward when they've got long sleeves, right? Like, they don't have long sleeves. Those shirts
No, they don't now. Yeah, they're short sleeves now. But they have the gloves on, don't they? They just sit on the bench with the gloves on.
With the gloves on, though.
Yeah. Most keepers do, yeah. It blows my mind. But yeah, you wouldn't if you were like, I can't. Now I was going to go off on a tangent there about like a comparison, but it's not the same as being a chef, is it? It's like chefs have the oven gloves on all the time.
And the knife out.
Yeah. Like creating a ploughman's lunch with the oven gloves on.
No. Right, okay. So are the kits, do we think, are we on for an first week of July fan event at Piñata precedent?
When is Piñata?
Piñata is...
You're trying to get me in trouble.
The 9th. So I'm going on the 9th. The fan event is the 10th. And the game is the 12th.
I would hazard a guess that we'll have all 3 kits before the game, but I think we'll have a couple prior to Piñata starting. That'd be my... Yeah.
Are you suggesting a staged?
All I'm saying is, Hannah, a fancy new club offices with big windows has its drawbacks. That's what I'll say.
Do you know what? Like, speaking of, so
I'd cleaned my glasses that day as well, so that helped.
So the last 2 years, the club have stayed. The players have stayed at the Thalassia. So the first year, complete coincidence that we happen to be staying in the same place. The second year, people knew, so more people stayed there. But I would walk past the breakfast. So they had their breakfast like separate, not in the like big canteen with the hoi polloi. And they like I'd walk past and like try and look on the window to see, you know, what was on the white like flip charts and things. And yeah, same whenever I've been in the changing rooms as well. Although last time the Jaffa cakes were better than anything I could have seen on the flip chart. So
That's all it takes. That's all it takes. But yes, that would be my guess on the kits. I think we're gonna have 3 separate releases rather than having them all.
I
in one.
like that.
I do.
think it kind of builds a bit of intrigue and a bit of excitement.
But I will bet everything I own right now that after the first one is released, if indeed that is the way they go about it, just hedging my bets here, if indeed that's the way they go about it, there'll be people complaining, saying, well, I can only afford one for me and my kids, and I don't know which one because they're not all out yet. That's what it's going to be. So why aren't they releasing them all? At least we're not doing what Man City always do, where they'll just release a random kit in like November. They'll always be like, our 4th kit designed by Noel Gallagher because he needs the money.
Yeah, I think, is it Lincoln? Lincoln's 3rd kit tends to come out in like September or something ridiculous. I mean, granted, they don't need it before then, but
no.
Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like that. I heard a rumour there will be more. I don't think it really counts as a rumour.
I heard a rumour.
We're going to get such a great summer out of that. Just all summer long. We'll get that on somewhere next Friday. I'd imagine there's going to be more retro kits this
year. I mean, they've done well, haven't they? I mean, I still haven't worn mine. I'm considering selling it in the great shirt clearance of Hannah Brown, which has already started. Had my first customer, match worn Ryan Johnson.
On your bike, mate?
Yeah. Re-signed at Wimbledon. He's
you could have got that signed at the first home game of the season where we host Wimbledon.
I could still. I'll have to ask clientele if they want to.
The buyer.
What else was I going to say then? Shirts, season tickets. I can't wait for the first display box to drop. In my head, the display box for the season ticket is going to be like a cardboard, like it's basically, like a cardboard. When you get, I don't know, whatever in the post and it presses out your fat loss injections or whatever, it's like cardboard surround and you take it. I'm going to take mine to every bloody ground, every game. Just wait. Just get it out.
I've got my collectible box here. Oh, yeah. What else have we got? That's about all we've got, isn't it? Yeah. Well, if we hang on for a minute, maybe they'll do a 9 o'clock announcement. I've been saying this every hour since the season ended.
I haven't turned on notifications.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Twitter is an absolute shit show at the moment. I'm trying to only do go on the following tab as opposed to the For You tab. That's made it a bit better.
Yes, same.
But sometimes the odd Doncaster fan slips through.
Well, I like to have notifications on because I just really want to know. I want to be the first person to know if there's a new flavour of Carabao.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to know before me.
I can't remember. It was definitely County and Salford, but another team that I follow as well. Like exactly the same tweet. Like they'd obviously, I mean, they hadn't scheduled it at the same time intentionally, but like all three, came through at the same time. There's not even any exciting lower league footballers in Love Island this season.
Good. Because I mean, it'll always be someone. I mean, how Alex Reid can't be far off, surely. Alex Reid.
He's a bit old though, isn't he?
Peak Love Island. Yeah, he's like, he must be like 30, 31 now. I don't know, but
there is a lad who's of that age, the granddad of the house.
Oh,
Harry.
Thanks for just saying the bleakest thing.
Come on! Like the girls in there, they're like young enough to be my children without it being too much of a scandal. Easily.
And mine now, probably. I'm 38 next week.
Yeah, I think they're like.
I'm starting to come to
Yeah.
terms with the fact I'm never going to play for county.
Is it
I
your
don't think
birthday?
it's going to happen now.
No.
Yeah, I don't like to go on about it. It's SK3 TV's birthday. That's the main thing.
It is. It's a week of. So basically, you gave yourself a podcast for your birthday last year.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. It wasn't. It was because it was. Was it not? I think it was fixture release day, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
That was why we did it on the 24th, because that was when the fixtures came out, I believe. Yes, it was. Sure, it was.
Yeah. So we've got anniversary birthday podcast, Nick's birthday, going out for Nick's birthday, fixture releases. Let's go. The next. I mean, we're gonna have county content just for days.
Yeah. And we might have signed players by then as well.
Let's not get carried away.
Well, at the very least, we will be live next Thursday, the 26th, which is fixture release day, League Coca-Cola Cup draw, and Auto Windscreens Shield draw, all together.
That's the one. What
That's
do
the
you
big
think?
one.
What do you think about the extra Carabao Cup games?
It's been done before. I remember it being done previously when I think it was when Burnley qualified for Europe. I think it was that season. I think they had to. Yeah, it doesn't affect us. I do feel sorry for like Oldham and Barnet though, being like having waited. Well, particularly in Barnet's case, having waited so long to get back into the Football League.
Yeah.
And, we get to play in the
Who
League
are the
Cup
other
again. It's
ones?
like, we might not.
Newport. There's 4 teams, aren't there? Barnet, Newport, Oldham,
And
Who's the other
whoever finished next to Newport in the table without going down. Accrington.
Accrington. Yeah, because Barnet and Newport are so close to each other as well.
Yeah, I love that. And it will be regionalised, and Barnet and Newport will play each other. It's like, well, oh god, regionalised is doing some heavy lifting.
It's just kind of putting more of a load on fans, isn't it? Like fans and the club and the players, and it's just it feels unnecessary.
Those games are going to be before the season started.
Right. That's like, if I supported one of those teams, I'd be like, like pre-season jeopardy.
Yeah. Our season could be over by the time the season's actually started.
So we that's the other thing. We've now got a full, slightly light program of pre-season games. So we've got Piñata, we've got the behind closed doors, definitely not a Liverpool club that play in blue. There is Hull and Salford on a Friday night.
Which isn't. See, with your connections at Salford, you're going to have to ring ahead and see what the food situation is, because
I know.
For me,
I know what the situation is.
But it's a friendly though. Will it be
Yeah.
different?
No, Salford don't differentiate. Like they.
Then yes, I will have a lift, please, Hannah. Yes.
I forgot about that. No, Salford don't discriminate. They Liam's coming as well.
Of course, yes.
And because he's also a part-time Salford fan. But no, they the food, I've said this before, the food in the away end is better than the food in the home end. Although Liam and I discovered this season they do these like breaded chicken tenders with chips, and the chips are called something weird, like I don't know. I don't think Jake's listening.
Potato cylinders.
No, they're called like Frank chips or something like that. It's basically, they've got some nice seasoning on it, and with curry sauce. Just the best, absolute best.
I won't have any tea that night then.
No, you should not, because I don't know whether they do them in the home end, but like I said, I've got connections, so we can.
Good. We can. Someone, Will Moorcroft can pass it through the fence for us. It can be like when Jamie Oliver did the school dinners thing.
No,
People were doing
right, because I feel like this might be where I draw the line at my Salford County slight occasional overlap. We can put Liam in the home end and he can get food for us and pass it. We don't even need Will.
Perfect. Sorted. We don't need you, Will Moorcroft.
That's
We don't need you, man.
Yeah. That's what we should do. And it sounds like Callie and Mai might not be there anymore either. So
No, apparently Bolton. I don't know.
Doesn't make sense to me that.
I don't think half of these play. I don't know. I've been having weird flashbacks the last few weeks to. So when Leeds won the league a few weeks ago, Ethan Ampadu was celebrating. I remember Ethan Ampadu's dad playing against us for Swansea, like in the 90s. There's a lad in the Chelsea academy who's just gone on loan somewhere, whose second name is Castledine. I remember his dad playing for Swansea against us, and it's happened. That's happened, and also I keep finding myself saying, "Oh, I remember when this song originally came out." When I hear a remix of a song, I'll be like, "Oh, I remember this first time round. It's happened." I'm not even 38 for another week.
So I was telling you about what Sophie was listening to the other day, which was kind of old. Charlotte was listening to MGMT in the shower earlier on.
Yes.
It was like,
yes, I've not even had to work hard to influence your children. They've just done it themselves. I didn't have to make a mixtape.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone.
Yeah. They're, although Sophie and I are going to Olivia Rodrigo. Oh, you agreed that was all right.
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Do what you want. Do we know if any of the preseason games will be streamed, especially the Piñata game?
Piñata game.
Imagine they did.
Typo, but I really want a Piñata.
We'd get someone injured doing it.
Oh, I've had a really shit day, and a Piñata would be amazing right about now. Oh my God, let's get one for your birthday.
What, and just stand there in highballer twatting it about?
Yes, I'm sure they would be absolutely like you know, Neil, like have a chat. Ask it, like, say, if my friend Hannah brings a piñata, can we do that, or do we need to go outside?
Or do we need to fill in some sort of health and safety thing? Do we sign a waiver?
Oh my God, it gets better. You can get a Minions piñata.
I don't think I want to celebrate my birthday now.
You want to smash the shit out of a Minion?
Yeah, but I'd have to look at them, wouldn't I?
Fine, I'll wait. I'll get a Chase one. Chase off of Paw Patrol. They do one of them as well.
He's a good lad. If a little,
I might have seen these in America. Actually, it might not have been in England.
It's a big commitment.
I'll sort it out. Yeah, what really want a piñata. Last season.
Can we get a cheesy chips piñata? Do you think?
No, it sounds really messy. I don't think Neil would be up for that.
That's the main thing. It's Foodie Friday. We can have whatever piñata we want.
Piñata. Yes, it was streamed last year, wasn't it?
Yes.
You could watch it. So I assume the case. I don't know whether it's still the case though, that on the homepage of stockportcounty.com, the Piñata game had been relocated to Edgeley Park.
It was nice of them, that, wasn't it? Really handy. Really good.
I've not bought tickets yet, so it's fine if they want to, but
a lot of really upset sunburnt people. Oh God. Well, that website will be no more very, very soon. New website TBC, I believe.
Woohoo.
Put some curtains up, County, maybe. Some nice blinds.
They'll be on the security cameras and they'll just see you with your like nose pressed against the window, and trying to angle your phone so that you don't get like the reflection.
Doing that thing old people do where they peer over the top of the glasses to get a proper look at something.
I've started doing that. You know, like when you go to restaurants, I'm not even short-sighted, like short-sighted or long-sighted. Like you kind of move it away, like, oh yes, yes. I don't know. I mean, for a pod that was supposed to be light on content, I feel like we've covered a lot.
Yeah, we've covered a lot. So we will be back. Worst case scenario, or best, depending on your outlook. We will be back next Thursday for
With
the
a
fixture,
piñata.
with a piñata and fixture release day. Yeah. But maybe we'll be back before. I will be. Well, I'll have to speak to you about that because I plan to be out and about doing some Stockport content before then to release. Mainly with Neil
have
from
no
Highballer. If we're going to go there for my birthday, we should get that in first. And there's a link up between Stockport Gin and someone who I've got lined up. So I want to get something in before that. So we'll chat about that during the week.
You're just on the ball of the Stockport.
Well, no, if I was on the ball, I'd have done it already, wouldn't I? I won't be running around now trying to sort it.
I just can't stop thinking about piñata.
We can get a piñata.
No, like now this is happening now.
Okay.
I don't know how it's gonna happen, but yeah, it's totes happening.
Totes. Oh god. Right, let's wrap it up there. I'm gonna go and think about. I'm going to B&M in a minute. I'll have a look for piñatas in there. Would it be depressing?
Well,
to
you
get
can't
my
buy your own
piñata?
birthday piñata.
Well,
Oh my god!
I created my own birthday podcast.
I could Nick, like I could have a Nick birthday piñata, and you whack it, and like fruity vapes like pour from the sky.
But not disposable ones because it's illegal.
Yeah, they might like one of them hits you on the head. You'd be like,
Might knock some sense into me. You never know. Or it'll hit me and I'll get scared of them and then get back on the cigarettes. And then I'll smell.
right, let's not do that.
No, it's not good for anyone. Not good for anybody. Smoking's bad, kids. Right. Shall we go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Thank
fun.
you to all the usuals who've tuned in and the unusuals. We've had close to 600. We've got nearly 600 tuning in as we speak now. That's more people than watch Mrs. Brown's Boys. Well, it's more people than admit to watching Mrs. Brown's Boys anyway. Apparently like 20 million watch it, which is fucking insane. I think it's Liam Chew. I think Liam Chew's got like 20 million TVs and just has it on each one of them.
The only reason they're still on the air.
Yeah. Bastard. Right. We'll be back soon. Say goodbye to everybody, Hannah.
See you soon with
See you
piñata.
soon. Happy Piñata.